unconventional. Let's
Here we
uh
go.
Charles wouldn't like that.
We're live. Hello, everybody.
Wait, let me send a text. I meant you said you knew an actor from the show. All right, we're live.
Yes, we are live.
All right, we have a
Pressy.
special guest when he comes in who doesn't like theme songs, so we'll wait for if Charles does it. But thank you. Let me see if it's going on YouTube.
Yes.
Usually I get a notice. Hello. Okay, here we go.
Hello, hello.
All right. Hello. We're gonna move along. Before Cody does some drawing, how about some erasing? Up there, that was the therapist up there?
Right. That was the.
Hey, all right, Charles. Thank you for joining us.
Glad I made it. You can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, okay. Sometimes they complain my face. I so appreciate this, and
Hey, no problem. No problem. Uh-oh.
I think Fred. Hey, Fred. We can't hear you. Let's unmute yourself. I see that you. Let's see. Can I unmute it? Sorry about that. Let's see. Microphone. Hey, Fred. Can you hear me? You have it on mute. Oh, there we go. Perfect.
Okay, can you hear me? Maybe not through this, but just through the computer.
It sounds great.
All right, we'll settle for that. So, Charles, I don't know if you're familiar with Cody, but on Instagram, he's been putting out these illustrated, animated stories, these little Substack things. Have you seen any of them?
I have not. I've been pretty busy lately and don't get much
Good for
time
you.
on.
It's good to
Yeah.
have better things to do. But so basically, I don't know if this is working. Maybe Wood will join us, my tech guy. But basically, he's this really great person, so talented illustrator, animator that reached out to me on Instagram, and we're working on a true story about my father, a World War II vet who Anzio, but it just goes all over the place. But the story makes sense. I almost drowned in Florida. A crazy animated, illustrated thing in the a la like what's it called? Harvey Pekar and Crumb. You see those illustrated styles. So basically, Cody like sleeps all day and doesn't work. So the only way I can get him to work on our thing is to have a stream and people comment, and I have great guests like you. And
wow.
And another thing is, I'm just kidding about that. No, but so Cody is interesting. To me, he's a baby. He's 32. I've known him like 4 years, but yes, this is Skinny Pete Pike. So I'm introducing Cody before I introduce the great Charles Baker. But just to let you know, he's very interesting in that he grew up with his parents watching Green Acres, Petticoat Junction. So they don't have any streaming shows that the Shank family probably doesn't know Breaking Bad, but he has such an old school reverence, if that's the right word, for just like what are some of your favorite shows, like Andy Griffin?
Yeah, Andy Griffith, or things like Green Acres, like you said, or Mr. Ed, or Cheers. That's the 80s, of course, but all that.
So Charles was one of the standout guys, great actor on Breaking Bad. So they don't go for the gritty streaming stuff, but I met you. I was a little intimidated. Are people intimidated? Because they shouldn't be. But
I tried not to be intimidating.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't pick up on social cues very well sometimes. So I usually just assume people don't like me. Or or that that's my first assumption is people don't like me. But
Well, you're a rare great guy. I only met you once, but you're such a great guy, and those
well,
stories you told, which I don't remember if you're working on a one-man show or a book, but
a book.
and it keeps saying restart a default. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You sound
Okay,
good.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So someone's already loving this. That's how great you are. You know what it
Wow.
was? I love Breaking Bad so much. I know a guy, David. Yeah, Higgins. David Higgins was a semi-regular on Malcolm in the Middle, and I was afraid to ask if Cranston was a nice guy because I didn't want to hear it. He go, no, he's a good guy because they say don't meet your
Yeah.
heroes, and I won't make it about me. Maybe I'll tell you when I had my heart broken when I met Donald Sutherland, who was my idol till I met him. But so basically, yeah, you have great stories now. Also on social media, I see how excited you are to go to the Warner Brothers lot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Have you never worked on it before?
I've worked on it a few times actually. I'm pretty sure I shot an episode of Lethal Weapon there.
Wait, oh, is that the one where Damon Wayans was having trouble with some guy and was fighting on set?
I feel like it might have been. I couldn't tell you for sure. I don't pay attention as much to stuff as I should.
You know something? I grew up, I'm a little older than you, loving TV Guide, loving character actors. So
Yeah.
I love reading credits. So now there's just a million streaming shows, but I just love. So I remember even before the IMBD, there was a book. Like anytime that someone's a guest star, a small part with me on a show, I look up what has he been on. That's my favorite thing. I just love
Yeah.
stuff like,
Yeah.
oh, he's been on this and this and this. And so you don't pay attention to the drama or anything.
I really don't. I had a lot of drama as a kid in my life, and I avoid it as much as possible now.
You
Um,
know,
I
that's a
got
good
a family. Uh, we're all happy at home.
that's a good point because I'm reading new things, avoidant personality. I'm the type, if someone at another table has a problem with the check, any confrontation, I want to run, even if it's someone near me, or if
Yeah.
someone's asking out a woman and it's too awkward. I'm taking a confidence course, and I can't deal with drama. You know what I mean? Even in my vicinity.
Yeah. Yeah. I can handle things like, you know, disputing a check or, some of those things I can do. But partly that was because I was raised by an army. My dad was trained soldiers for the army. He ran basic training camps when I was a kid, and I went through basic training with him when I was a kid. So I
Yeah.
learned how to not fear anything.
But you
Yeah.
learned how not to fear anything, but you still avoid situations.
Well, I mind my own business. I know a lot of times, especially in Hollywood, you hear a story about somebody, and that becomes the story about that person. When a lot of times that's not really the story, or there's background to it, and like there are things where an actor gets angry on set, and um, working on sets, there are times when I understand. I'm not excusing it, but like you understand sometimes why it would drive someone to the point of lashing out at somebody, for instance. And again, I wouldn't excuse it, and I would try not to do it, but I've had instances
You don't
where
want to be people
yeah.
shouldn't be defined by it, you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I did one movie. I'm not gonna. It was an independent, kind of low budget film, and long story short, I used to be a cook for restaurants, and I've had to take foodborne illness courses a lot. And I knew that the catering that they had hired had brought the same Mexican food that they had yesterday. They just brought the leftovers the next day. And I saw that food sitting out for hours before it was put away. And I was like, that's not happening. And I was really hungry. Catering showed up. I was like, what are we having? And she pulled out leftovers from yesterday. And I kind of flew off the handle because like there were several reasons. Like one of our actors was a vegetarian. They did not make a vegetarian option for her, so she just ended up with the lettuce and tomato from and she was kind of upset about that yesterday. And then they brought the same food back the next day. And one, I'm not going to get food poisoning. I'm on set all day. Two,
Yeah.
this is ridiculous. You would do this to the rest of the cast and the crew. What is wrong with you? Someone take me to go get a hamburger. And so they drove me into town because we were shooting out in the desert. They drove me into town. One of the producers took me and bought me a hamburger, and we sat and talked. And she's, "What's going on? Why are you so angry?" I was like, You're gonna give everyone food poisoning. Like you got to feed the crew even better. You have to. It was being shot in a non-union state, and so it wasn't union crew. And they were being mistreated. Like they were obviously being mistreated. And
Well, look,
so, we finished, we went back. By the time we got back, everyone on the crew had food poisoning. And they only had one trailer. And there was a line at that
Oh
trailer.
my
And
God.
unfortunately it was the lead actress's personal trailer where that was her dressing room. And that was the only bathroom on set.
Like you said, you gotta pick your fights.
Yeah.
And
But the main point of that is the rest that became the Mexican food incident, and it was like I was being unreasonable that day. And like you guys all got food poisoning, that. Like I didn't.
Like I wrote a book called Maybe We'll Have You Back. This is in it. Just how I'm not speaking of making trouble. Well, I just did the punchline. One of my favorite jokes is these two Jews. I'm Jewish. I don't know what that's to do with the joke about to be executed. One guy goes, "Maybe we should ask for a blindfold." The other guy goes, "Murray, don't make trouble." And I'm the Murray, don't make trouble. Anytime my agent would say, "I'm going to ask for more money," no. Like I always think they're going to hate me. No, I'm happy with this. You're making trouble. And sometimes the agent does make trouble, where I've had most of my agents have been useless, where most of my parts were offers, and they like to justify, "No, I made it where I asked you own all the material." What? Don't do that. So, many times, but there was a time I was on Scrubs, and I'm sure you know this, being a seasoned actor, but when it's time for lunch, you're supposed to go ahead of all the background and get your lunch. And I always felt too like weird doing it like, "Hi, I'm better than you," like
Yeah.
and like I always felt like I like when an AD goes, "Fred, get ahead of everyone," and they still look at you like, and they go, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, I had that conversation today while standing in line with somebody. They were like, "Go ahead." I was like, "Honestly, I'm not gonna. I really don't need to." And they're like, "No, it's the rules." And I'm like,
you
"Okay," but I mean, the crew all understand that it's the rules, and the reason it's kind of that way you can get the cast
yes, ready.
them back.
Like
They
the
can get
makeup.
they
No,
can be
there is a
ready and
reason.
yeah.
But there was one time I spoke up for myself. I was on Sarah Silverman had her Comedy Central show, and I played two lines as a cop. And so then you wait at the end after 12 hours to give your gun, your fake guns and belt back. And I was standing, the one guy who had lines, in back of all these backgrounds, and I was tired. I said, "Can't you take my," but I felt so self-conscious doing that,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you are a real now, God, I'm going all over the place.
It's all right.
you were fascinating because now where were you doing theater when the Breaking Bad part came about?
In Fort Worth, Texas.
So you were, when I say just, you weren't thinking about the Hollywood life or coming to LA and you were just, I don't mean happy doing theater, but that you weren't thinking of steps ahead, like eventually go to Hollywood.
No, I was really just happy doing what I was doing. That was, I'd mentioned before that I worked in the restaurant industry. I did that for since I was 14 years old until I was 27. And I was working at a nightclub as a waiter was my last restaurant
That's
job.
why you're so down to earth. You've done all that stuff,
Yeah.
good part of your life.
Yeah, a huge portion of it. And um, I had a really bad night one night when the manager like yelled at me for doing something that I had nothing to do with, and she did it in front of the entire cast, in front of the entire
Restaurant.
restaurant staff. Um, and then someone came up and informed her that no, it wasn't me. She was mistaken, and she just said, "Oh," and walked away. And at that point, I just gave them, all my tickets and said, "I'm done." I went home, I got drunk, and I promised myself I would never be that again. I was going to work in the entertainment industry or I would starve to death. And I ended up starting as a stagehand. I performed as guest artist for ballet companies. Excuse me.
That's all right.
I did everything I could, entertainment related.
Like that old joke, like you shovel in the circus the elephant shit. Why do you do it? What? And quit show business?
Yeah. Yeah. And I followed some examples. Lou Diamond Phillips was a Fort Worth actor. And I knew, I heard the story that he was sweeping up the theater, like working at a theater, at Circle Theater in Fort Worth. And he was, just sweeping floors and doing what he could just to be around. And at one point, uh, an actor dropped out of a show without really enough warning, and they asked Lou Diamond Phillips if he would fill in, and he's like, "Yeah, absolutely." And on the night that he filled in, an agent was there to watch one of the main stars of that show. Um, as kind of a scouting trip, and the agent saw Lou Diamond Phillips performing also and went, "Hey, are you looking for an agent?" And
Wow.
that's kind of what started from what that's the lore that I had understood. So I'm not going to say that's the truth. I'm just saying that's kind of the lore that I had heard, that he doing that helped him break into this business. And so I tried, I did everything I could to kind of follow his footsteps. And I went to that same theater and I volunteered there and I did get a show there. That's not how I met my agent, but it was, he was an inspiration towards that goal. Um, but I had I met my wife. Okay. It's funny.
I
You
met
should
your wife.
mention,
She's delightful.
thanks. Yes, she
Yeah.
is.
At Josh Sussman's birthday party.
Yes. Yes. You had mentioned R. Crumb, the comic earlier.
Yes. You take a look at Cody, how good he is. Can you see what he's doing?
Yes.
Yeah, he's great.
That's I keep getting distracted by that.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. I met my wife because I was hired by a theater to play R. Crumb
Get out of here.
at the
Wow.
Hip Pocket Theater. Johnny Simons was the director, and he's the only one who has R. Crumb's permission to use his material for his plays.
I didn't know he had a
And
play.
they're actually friends. Like the director, Johnny Simons, he created the Hip Pocket Theater where I worked, and it's still running today. He was friends with R. Crumb, and he showed pictures of him and R. Crumb together, and so anyway, I was hired to play R. Crumb in an R. Crumb Comics 3 was the play. It was his third iteration. I had some special teeth made for the role, and I wore glasses, and I actually at one point fooled the director. I was sitting on stage in character and costume, and Johnny walked in and went,
Oh my
Robert, is that you?" And then I turned around, and he's like, "Oh." He gave me all of the documentary about R. Crumb and an entire
The
stack
one
of
with
R.
his two
Crumb
crazy brothers.
comics.
The one with his
Yeah,
two brothers. Yes, I saw that.
yeah. Um, Gave me a stack of R. Crumb comics, and just had me study R. Crumb for a really long time. Not, physical movements, and I tried as best I could to pick that up, and got to play him in a
Wow.
show. And because I was in that show, that's the same theater where I met my wife, uh, in the show previous to the show that to R. Crumb. And we got married on the same spot. Um, so
Wow.
it's I was thrilled to hear the R. Crumb reference.
Oh, well, no, we have Jesse Pinkman. What do you want, Jesse?
Yeah. Skinny Pete.
Yo,
Yo,
what
it's been
up,
too
bro?
long, bro.
What up, bitch?
Bitch. Yo, have you talked to Mr. White? Right?
No, man. He gave me some cash and I split.
He was 9 years old, man. He died. It was you. You didn't think quick enough or some shit, right? Right, bitch?
We're talking seriously with Charles, and this is Jeff Richards, a great impressionist.
Wow. Yeah, you had me there for a minute.
Was he?
Good to see you. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, man. That was good. That was a great one.
Could you do Dustin Hoffman for Charles?
There was a long hallway.
Wow.
She started opening the different doors. You try to open the doors, try to open nothing.
Wow, you got the smile. That's
I
wow.
know he does the faces, and your other one is Robert Downey.
It's hard to understand. Well, I've had cappuccino, but I've also had just like latte,
Wow.
just like whatever they give you, and I find it very strange and cathartic, and well, whatever.
So I'm getting
Nice.
to I'm talking to Charles. So you would you get, like, before Breaking Bad, like other like TV shows coming to Texas or Albuquerque? How did that work?
Yeah. I got a lot of. I was really lucky and started booking a lot of stuff, and for anything that came into Texas, I got to be on Prison Break. There was a show called Chase. I can't even remember all the list of. I had like 37 credits before I ever came to LA.
Well,
And that
Breaking
was
Bad, the notoriety made you. When do you
Yeah.
get to a point where you say to your wife and kid, "We got to move there"? Like, how does that? Because Breaking Bad was so big.
that wasn't really it. What if the main reason is because Terrence Malick looked at me and said, "Why don't you live in LA? You'd never stop working if you lived in LA." And I went home and told my wife, "Terrence Malick just told me this. I think we should move to LA." And she went, "Okay." And we packed up 2 kids um, and just took a chance, and it worked out really well for us.
Is it an insane adjustment from you're such a normal guy, and
Well, that's part of the reason why I stick to myself, because it is the
I nap. I mostly nap. I love doing this with Cody, but I'm an introvert, and I actually moved out of Hollywood, and I love it where I live. I don't know any of my neighbors. They don't know me. So I always felt judged through their eyes, or anywhere swingers, you bump. Well, Fred, what are you working on? What's next? And you're always having to explain yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not fun.
Plus-
What's that?
Yeah, it's not fun.
Go ahead. No, you.
I
was
know,
just
go
gonna
ahead.
say, it's Fred Stoller right here, and I'm just gonna. There's so many coyotes. I can't go outside. They're gonna bite me. I like pizza.
All right, Fred, man, we're talking to a serious actor. But let me ask you, what now? When you were Skinny Pete, you were the skinny guy that just, So did you always play like a tough guy, or just all those guest spots, or
That's
troubled guy?
that's what I started getting in TV just automatically. My very first TV role, guest star role, speaking role on anything was Walker Texas Ranger movie of the week.
That's cool.
And my
Can I ask how tall you are? Because I auditioned for that. They said, "How tall are you?" I said 6'1", and I knew I wasn't getting it.
Oh,
Chuck
no,
Norris is
no.
short.
Yeah, I'm 5'8".
All right, and
Yeah, and to be honest, they still had to put him on an apple box so he could tower over me while I was sitting down. Um, so, it was, yeah, it's difficult for them to find bad guy actors that aren't or people that aren't way over tall.
but your career is amazing because you've grown into this gravitas kind of, not just, hey, I'm the weird skinny Pete teen guy, like you were in a Mandalorian and
Yeah,
like westerns, and so
yeah.
you have this kind of
Well,
gritty thing.
that's once I found out I was coming out here, that's when I came up with that plan because my agent was like, "We need you to." My manager had asked me to send out a demo reel of all my bad guy roles, and I was like, "No, I'm just gonna put out a demo reel of all of my stuff." I don't want to be known as like a bad guy actor. I want to be known as a character actor, and I don't want to be I know I'm gonna get kind of shoehorned into some roles, but I'm only gonna do those for like stuff that's worthy of it. And then otherwise I want a chance to try and show that I can do other stuff.
You almost seem like a version of I'm getting to an age I can't think of names, but the gravitas of Tommy Lee Jones, kind of,
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, now now let me ask you. You met Josh to the Writers' Strikes. One of my new friends, do you know MC Gainey?
Yeah.
He would hang out there, and he's a regular. There's a farmer's market table, and he goes there. I brought him there, and he was in Texas or North Carolina, something. And what's his name? What's his name from Cool Hand Luke? We got a failure to Smothers. I can't think of name. Said, you got to come to Hollywood, and he brought him out here. But I know you. So you're not a gossipy guy, but some people are asking about the Blacklist and James Spader.
Yeah.
Was he method, as someone was asking, or like in the rehearsals, or?
He was actually he seemed very shy to me. He was very nice, but he was kind of all business. When I was around, I didn't, but he didn't stick around to chat. When we were done, he would get into a car. He and I were both cigarette smokers, and most places we were at, you weren't allowed to smoke. So he would just get into a car and smoke a cigarette in between takes, and so yeah, he was very professional. He taught me things I didn't. My dad was a military guy, and he taught me military stuff, but he didn't get to a lot of stuff like tying and
I don't know. I still can't shave. I have to do an electric. I sound like him doing an impression of me. I try. I get bloody. I do an electric. I wasn't taught anything. My father was a World War II vet, but he was traumatized, so he kind of just sat. Yeah. That's what the story's about. He sat with his head down and sipped martinis, and he didn't really interact with me at all. And was your father like the great Santini? Did you ever see that movie?
Oh yeah, my brothers and I thought that was a documentary about us, because it was so dead on of what life was like, and and the more I learned, it wasn't just the great Santini. It was that's what life is like for military brats. That's like almost every military brat that I've known identifies with that movie, if they've seen it, because that's what it was like. And yeah, it was very, very accurate. A lot of times people ask me what my childhood was like. I was like, oh, it's like a mix between The Great Santini and Mommy Dearest. So
Wow.
I had kind of the best of both worlds.
You know, I can't keep blaming my trauma for my dysfunction. You had that, and this guy who cooks, and I still can't cook. I said again, he does an impression. I sound like Jeff doing me, but your functionality, considering. But did you get like I got like my mother, just very verbally abused and put down, and you can't do things. So was your mom like an actress diva, like Joan Crawford?
Well, she was a beauty queen. She was Miss Michigan sometime in the 60s, and Gerald Ford's wife gave her a pair of white gloves that were like her
Get out of
prized
here.
possessions. No. And but she was bipolar. And I'm 54. I only found out that she was diagnosed bipolar about a year ago.
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah.
our age, we didn't know what bipolar was. I didn't know what severe depression was. I didn't know what
No.
war
Yeah.
trauma was. Yes.
Yeah.
So you just don't, yeah.
And so like I didn't really get I knew nothing about that. I just knew that she was not safe to be around.
That's
But
weird.
but she had custody of me. And so it was because when my parents divorced, my brothers and sisters who were way older, they all had a choice because they were 17 and up. And my sister went with my dad. And the court just automatically decided because I was still a young child, I should be with my mother, and they sent me off with her. And yeah, that was a bad choice. And so anytime I'd spend summers with my dad, it was like summers and every other Christmas were like the visitation kind of deals. And so he didn't know what to do with me. He just took me to, Fort Knox. And
I need to laugh. It's just insane.
Yeah. And then he would just throw me in the basic training guys. I had child-sized pair of fatigues. I had I looked like a little kid soldier. And he would just have me go through basic training with them, and eventually it was I'd done it so many times he'd kind of use me to kind of troll some of the new recruits, because like, look at this little kid, he can do it. Why can't you do it?
He used you to inspire the others. This little skinny guy can do it. Come on. Wow.
Yeah, and the ultimate humiliation for them was if they had to do hand-to-hand combat with me. If they were so like inept that they're like, okay, you take on the 7-year-old, and then I could hold my own, and at that time, and it was
I was going to ask you
a weird life.
I'm older than you, and when I went to high school, being skinny in the 70s, I talked about this here before. I asked this girl out who was the least attractive in my eyes, thinking I had no self-esteem. I got to start the lowest. And she said, you're too skinny. Maybe if you gain 15, 20 pounds. So now it's kind of like you have people like the guy in Justified, Walton Goggins. He's skinny, but he acts like a tough guy. Or Rick Ocasek, he's cool, he's skinny. But it wasn't high school in Brooklyn and being skinny. I remember the insult that made a man out of Mac and all that. So it was such a stigma for me. But you just knew overcompensation because of your father to be a tough guy.
Yeah. And living with my mother, it was always survival mode growing up. And
wow.
Once I got away from it, I started like going, oh shit, I need to change about how I live and how I look at things. And
well, that's great that you didn't keep that voice in your head. it's hard to get away from my mother's voice in my head. Well, yeah, whatever, they won't want you there, whatever. But you just you told me some stories, and again, it's either a one-man show or it's amazing.
Thanks. I do have a book maybe coming out sometime soon. I haven't heard from my publishers in a little while, so it was supposed to be this spring, this coming spring, and
Jesse, you're
maybe
sick from doing meth, Jesse?
No, I've been just smoking a little reefer. Okay, if it
Okay.
bitch.
All right, the bitch. Some question: how is making Mandalorian?
that was fun. I was being paid to go LARPing. I mean, that's the best. Just live action role playing. Um, it was great. It was one of the physically hardest jobs I've ever had to do, and from what I remember watching it, I don't think you ever actually see me actually doing any of the hard stuff that I was doing because I was right behind Bo-Katan. But it was great. I mean, I was wearing a Mandalorian armor that was made to fit me, and I became part of canon, which was that was my first when I met my agents 10, 13 years ago, something like that. When I first met with my agents about 13 years ago, in our first meeting, they're like, "So what are you hoping to do?" And some of the new Star Wars movies had just started coming out, and I was like, "I want to be part of the Star Wars universe." And they all kind of went, "Okay." Uh, and then 10 years to the day after that, I ended up booking Mandalorian.
Well, it's amazing what you've done, because Skinny Pete is such an amazing, distinct character. And I'm sure you have stories about people offering you meth, I'm sure, or thinking you have
Yes.
it. You know what I mean?
Yes, in several different cities. Like, yeah, no thanks. If I actually did that, I probably would not have gotten the job.
But and I mean, I had seen someone like you that looks like you. Actors, you don't look like an actor, and it's just and I'm so happy that you got away from that stereotype. You could have
No.
or you could have just been on like some show. Here's Skinny Pete, someone on a sketch show, So
Yeah.
I
I was really afraid of getting stuck into that, playing that character all the time.
Have you
So
turned down junkie roles?
a few, not as many as I would have liked to. I've still had to play. I actually for for one particular director, I had to audition to play a skinny drug addict named Pete in another show, and
Another skinny drug addict named Pete.
yeah, and my manager was it's like he doesn't seem to care that you are the most famous skinny drug addict named Pete.
You're the most famous Skinny Pete meth guy.
Yeah. But conversely, there have been times when my manager has sent me out a screenshot of a what do you call it, the audition notice.
Says Skinny Pete type.
Was asking for a Skinny Pete type, and he replied, "Hey, I got the actual thing here," and they replied, "Oh, he's overqualified."
Yeah, I've failed at some Fred Stoller types. I think what it means is they want someone like you, but not you.
But not you. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean,
I've hit that a couple of times.
I think someone commented he would be a good Abraham Lincoln.
I think that one's been done pretty well recently. I'm actually, my mom's maiden name was Lincoln, or my grandmother's maiden name was Lincoln. And when I was a kid, I used to go to the Lincoln family reunions every year. Because apparently are distant cousins of some sort.
Now, Darren asked, did Charles get to work with Earl Brown on Mandalorian? He says, I love Earl.
No, I didn't. I did not get to work with him. I do know of him, but I've not yet been able to work directly with him.
it's I was so right now you're on the pit with my good friend Fiona.
Yes.
Isn't she a
Yeah.
hoot?
She is. She is. She's smart. She's funny. She doesn't take shit from anybody. It's she tells me that you guys are like besties.
Well, I'm kind of ridiculous, so I kind of annoy her. Like pretending I'm mad at one of the people on the pit, but she's very intellectual she hangs out with porch. One of her neighbors ask her about it, but I mean she's such a tough guy, but smart and
Yeah.
so wait. Some people are asking. Oh yeah, Wood keeps asking and asking about the piano. Classically played pianist, which they used on Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Yeah. So you want to know, am I a pianist or
Yes. Yeah.
I
Obviously.
I dabbled. I got into college on a vocal scholarship as a baritone opera, uh, and you had to take a secondary instrument. It had to have a secondary instrument, and I originally chose guitar. Um, but the guitar I had, because I mean, I was paying my way through community college, working at a restaurant, um, the money that I had, the guitar that I had was actually a piece of junk that somebody found and glued back together, and it was not a good, like it wouldn't stay in tune. It was just really a piece of shit. But it was the guitar I taught myself how to play guitar on, and I figured I'll take a guitar class so I can actually learn how to play it. And I brought it to the class, and the teacher was like, "I can't teach you to play that thing." I was like, okay. And then I realized they have pianos at the school. If you take the piano class, they provide the pianos. I don't have to provide my own piano. So I'll take a piano class instead. And so that's really how I ended up learning the piano. I had, like with guitar, taught myself a lot of little like ditties um, and I did take violin lessons when I was real young, so I had some idea on how to read music. And so, yeah, I took 1 or 2 semesters of class piano in community college, and then I just played a lot. I practiced a lot. Somebody eventually gave me a piano that was like an old. Kind of old, worn down piano of a widower, and it was his wife's piano, and he didn't want any more, so he just gave it to me, and I just played it as much as I could, and like learned whatever songs I could. And most of the songs that I could play are the easy version, where it's like one hand is just the chords, and the other just kind of plays the melody. Um, and then I started just figuring out how to play some more complicated songs. It wasn't until really I was almost 50, um, just after Breaking Bad, because I knew how to play solfeggiato, the song that I played on Breaking Bad. Um, I learned how to play that by watching an ex-girlfriend when she used to play it, and she was like really trained, classically trained. And I would watch her hands, and then I finally figured out, um, the movement, and started figuring out where her hands were going, and then I just kind of sussed that out myself, and then I got the music to it, and started really learning how to play it.
The story is you were guys just on a break and you were just horsing around, and one of the writers went, "Wait a minute,"
Yeah,
and you saw his mind going, "We should have Skinny Pete play the piano."
yeah. Yeah, that's I had heard the writers tell somebody that they kind of watch the actors and see what kind of, like, if they have any like idiosyncrasies that they can use, or um and if have any special talents, that maybe they can use. And so I was like, when I saw we were shooting in a church, we were shooting the Narcotics Anonymous scenes in a church in an actual on location, and there was a piano on the location. And while we were on lunch, um, I finished my lunch early and went over to the piano and just started tinkling on it. Actually, Matt Jones, who played Badger, he went in and started tinkling on it first. Um, and then he stepped out, and then came in and started tinkling on it after, and that's when the writer like walked by and saw me playing. I was told much later that that writer went and told the other writers, and immediately they started kind of arguing over who was going to get to write the scene.
Get out of
um,
here.
and they all kind of had a big discussion about that pretty quickly. But they didn't tell me about it until a couple months later, when they called me up and asked me. They just called and said, "Hey, what songs can you play?" And so I sent them a list of songs that I could possibly play, and they immediately went solfeggiato, play that one. I was like, cool. And so I practiced like for at least a month. I sat with it and practiced as much as I could. And there's a really hard part in the middle that like I had to relearn. And
Well, you did it the right way. I don't know if you saw, I was on Everybody Loves Raymond as the cousin, and I played the accordion, Smoke on the Water, but I just pretended, and they had an accordion with no thing on it. So, it's just, you really did it. Yes.
Yeah. And Vince Gilligan really, that's he wanted to be sure that you knew that it was really me and that it wasn't like a camera trick. And so that's why when they start, they hang on my hands really for a little while, and they slowly pull away, so that you can see that it doesn't, it's not a quick cut to, fingers playing and then a quick cut to me. It was he really made a point of showing that off, and I really appreciated that, and I did not want to like let them down on that junk. So I worked as hard as I could.
What's great is Skinny Pete. You could have been like, you put so much dimension to it. It could have been just, hey dude, like something, I can't think of a name, a sketch guy would do, like Dana Carvey. Hey bro, hey, we're not worthy. But yeah, it just showed dimension. Like, who is this guy that fell into that world, who maybe once took piano lessons? Right. It wasn't, I'm such a weird nerd with actors, where I picture stupid things. Like I picture you on the set of The Pit going to Bryan Cranston's daughter. Hey, I worked with your dad. Oh, really? Hey, like what? I get goosebumps. Was that fun? Do you go over, or did you already know?
Yeah.
Like, what was that moment like?
We had met
I see.
long time ago, like season 4 of Breaking Bad. And I actually sat with Brian and Taylor at a table at one of the cast parties afterwards. And I mean, she had to have been like 14 or something, but and Brian and I just chatted about, acting and working in this business, and it was like a really cool deal. And she, she seemed to recognize me right away. I recognized her right away, and we just went straight into like, this is so cool. We get to work together and she's really good. I mean, she's really good. And it's awesome to watch.
Yeah, I think I told you, or maybe I didn't, and these are crooked, but I didn't know what Breaking Bad was. I was channel surfing, and I see some award show winner, best actor Bryan Cranston, best series Brian. What is this? You just think of Bryan Cranston as this goofy, hey, from Malcolm in the Middle, and from Seinfeld, best dramatic thing, Bryan Cranston. I go, what is this? So then I got into it, and I binged like almost the whole thing, because the new one was coming. And it's weird, after binging, you're able to watch one after another. I couldn't sleep, because then they shoot a kid, what, and then this and what, and this and that, and then I finally caught up and had to wait the next year and everything, But it was a slow creep, huh? Now, when did you first get an idea on set, this is a phenomenon?
That's like when I first showed up, I guess really my second episode, and it was still in the first season, and so it hadn't actually gotten to blow up yet. It didn't apparently blow up until like season 3. Um, but it had this like energy to it. Like my second episode, which was I was only supposed to be a day player in that show, which I was only supposed to have one
Same thing
day.
with what's his name? Your partner, Badger.
Yeah,
he was like the sign guy.
Yeah, he had a 3-episode deal originally. I was just there for one episode. It was like, in the beginning. And it was just supposed to be this one scene and then gone, and just day player role. And they were going to kill off Jesse's character.
Yes.
And then once they decided, no, we can't kill this kid off. He's really good, and they have great chemistry. They knew they had to create a universe for him. Since they're going to keep him alive, he needs to have a family and friends, and since they've already established me as a friend, they went, well, let's bring that skinny guy back. And they told me, one of the producers told me, like, every episode you do is an audition for your next episode.
Well, that's why my book I wrote, because maybe we'll have you back, where you're always on eggshells. You're always, until you have the regular thing, which I only had that in animation. It's always, you can't flub a line. You got to hit it out of the park. Yeah.
And I'm not disparaging it in any way, but a lot of times in guest star roles, you're only there for a day or two, and 3 or 4 days sometimes, if per season. Directors don't really
care
unless they have to. They don't give you much to work with. They're just like, yeah, that's great, thanks, thumbs up. Okay, that's and you're kind of left to your own devices, and so you just as long as they keep hiring, I've always said, it's like, if they keep hiring me, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing until they stop hiring me.
I know you're going to say, I don't know if you ever had this, but like when I did a little part in Friends, and Lisa Kudrow, so nice, said, that's the hardest thing. She said she was like a recurring on Mad About You as a waitress, just 3 lines. And those 3-line parts are sometimes the hardest, because you're saying something weird out of context. Someone described it as jumping onto a merry-go-round midway. Like you're backstage and they're in a flow, and then you have to come on and say something weird. Like I always the weird delivery guy, the weird bartender saying something. You're not in a flow of a conversation, and you got to jump on and jump off. And there's pressure, because I remember when I was a writer on Seinfeld, Larry David was going, this guy's got 2 lines and he can't get them. And that's why it's hard, because you have to nail it, because it's 2 lines. So it puts more pressure. Like how, you know what I mean? And Pikesville says, I do not remember Charles in Better Call Saul. I don't think you popped up in that.
No, I tried. I was able to contact the writers, and so every now and then I would send them, an idea for, hey, what if I came in as Skinny Pete's dad, and you just didn't have me wear the hat, and like I could act, like a contractor, because Skinny Pete said, my pops is the contractor, and they're like, that's a good idea, but we'll keep it in mind. And I'm glad they didn't. Vince isn't going to do something that doesn't serve the story, and I have so much respect for that. So it worked out.
2 things. First of all, actually my favorite part of Better Call Saul was the nostalgia of Breaking Bad. There was one guy who was an asshole online, a loudmouth at the bank, and they brought him back to Better Call Saul. But from what I've seen, I was so into Breaking Bad that there was a podcast by the editor, and they'd bring Vince Gilligan on, and he seemed so humble, where there's so many people, like, I don't have to name names, but like, let's say Aaron Sorkin, I'm the whole guy behind this, it's me. And like Larry David, who he once got upset that someone got an Emmy for writing script, but he rewrote it. And Vince would always say, "It's not just me; it's everyone." So he must have been. He seems like he had to have been amazing.
Yeah, he was. He was, and he still is. I mean, he's his new show Pluribus is getting a lot of good attention right now, and he knows what he's doing. He's had a lot of practice, and but and he is very hands on, but he also knows how to. He has a team that he can trust, and he knows what to delegate and how to delegate, and he's just very specific about what he wants, and he gets it. And I think for me, and I think for a lot of people who work for him on camera and behind the camera, your main goal is to just not let Vince down. Like, he's such a good guy, you just want to do your best for him, and that's it just that works so great for everybody, you know what I mean?
Lalo was cool. Yeah. No, I'm just reading some comments. Now let me ask you, on Better Call Saul, there were some people I loved. I got to be friends with Robert Forster, and he's the definitive character actor who has a great story. He wasn't getting work, then Tarantino gave him a script for Jackie Brown and said, "Who would you like to play?" And he says, well, he didn't think one of the leads. He said, maybe this 5-line. No, I think you should be the bail bondsman. He goes, studio movie's not going to have me as one of the leads. And Tarantino goes, I'll do what they tell them to do. So Robert was like you, like down to earth. And so like when I worked on Raymond, my favorite things were character actors that I grew up watching, like Charles Durning from
Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
Yes,
and I remember Charles Durning from
Tootsie, and my favorite movie is Dog Day Afternoon. So Peter Boyle, because did you ever see a movie called Joe about him killing hippies?
No.
It's a crazy movie. A Taxi Driver, Robert Culp. So there are any people that have been on Breaking Bad that you go, wow, this guy, or you just admired and everything?
Wow, that was they're my brain just froze. That's
all right. I heard that guy Mark Margolis had the great stories, that he was a storyteller.
Yes. Yeah. Well, there you go. That was a good Mark Margolis. I mean, he knew him from everywhere. It was Giancarlo Esposito. I was really young.
Do the right thing.
Taps.
Yes. Taps.
Yes.
Sean Penn and Tom Cruise. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's where I remember Giancarlo Esposito from, because he was powerful in that movie.
I got to re-see that. Yeah, he was in did you see Do the Right Thing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was great in that. He had a lot of
totally different.
Totally. I remember watching Breaking Bad, and I knew the name Giancarlo Esposito because in the 80s he was like a New York kind of guy. Like he was in some other Spike Lee movies. He was in, and I go, which one is he? And then took me a while. Wait a minute, that guy. Yeah, it doesn't look like him as a young guy, and I just love seeing him on social media because he seems so happy. Like when you get a boost late in your career, like, wait a minute, I thought I was just that guy and that was over. And he's just, you see him at events and they're applauding for him. It just gives me goosebumps. It's so, what I mean?
Yeah. He's a joyful dude.
Yes.
And he's, I don't blame him. I would be too.
Yes, so appreciative, and that's the way I would be. Sometimes I think the blessing of my career is that I never, as I said, had the big home run. But that's why, if I get something even like ADR on a voiceover, I'm so excited, or just to be on a studio lot. You know what I mean? Like I haven't worked in a while on camera. I did what's it called? A teen show at Nickelodeon. On Paramount, and one of my regrets is when I was younger actor, I didn't really ask about the sound stages, but now I love, oh, they did Mr. Ed here. This is where they did Sunset Boulevard. This is where they do The Odd Couple. So that being said, is it more fun in LA when you're at Warner Brothers, like Paramount, as opposed to when you were in Texas and on Walker, Texas? Is it like?
Yeah, because I idolized Hollywood. I never thought I'd actually be here.
Wow.
But I like Hollywood and Vine,
yes,
all of the iconic things about LA. I'd always just like, wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool? And so every time I see the Warner Brothers water tower, like my childhood, Wacko, Yakko, and Dot, the Animaniacs would suddenly
that's what Cody
appear.
loves. Yes.
And it's just I sometimes start to think like, did I die? Am I just living in this like eternal like weird kind of like, because it couldn't be heaven because there's some shitty stuff going on, but
Yes.
it's definitely like, is this actually real? And I have to like I tell my wife about it. Like anytime like I get a job out of town and they pay for my airfare to and from LA, and they have a car pick me up at the airport and take me home, and I'm driving home and I'm passing the Hollywood sign or I see Capitol Records. I'm just like, what is going on? How is this happening to me? Like, how did I get here?
I lose that perspective. I've been here since '88, and you get kind of, I spent many years at Warner Brothers auditioning and being in some bungalow and waiting, and now this group come here. So sometimes, but I was talking to Christine Hage, my friend, who was on a show called Head of the Class, Warner Brothers on Stage 5, which is where we did Raymond. And what I would love, going to the commissary and seeing people from Night Court, seeing the people, and I was telling Christine when I would work on sitcoms in the late 90s, 2000s, when ER, you'd see like George Clooney playing basketball with Urkel and David Arquette because of Friends with, so it kind of, when I worked on the Radford lot, that's where a lot of sitcoms were done. And you'd see, I passed George Siegel, who I became friends with. He was doing Just Shoot Me. I'd see John Lithgow, from Third Rock on the Sun. So you're just passing. So that's where I guess sometimes, like my starstruck moment, and it's so out of left field, is I worked on a sitcom no one heard of, working with Treat Williams. I loved Hair. I loved Treat Williams. He had such charisma. And I was just a puppy dog. He was telling me stories about Prince of the City, Hair. I just forget about things like that. Yeah, sometimes I'm just so on eggshells, like you say, when you're always auditioning, that I forget, this is Sherman Hemsley. It was on a dumb show, Amen, but this is the guy from the Jeffersons. See, when I grew up in Brooklyn, it wasn't the artsy, gentrified Brooklyn we now know. My Brooklyn, I always say, Sad Night Fever, Welcome Back, Kotter. Even though I was only a train ride away from Manhattan, it was still racist, small-minded. I might as well have been in Nebraska. People died on Brown Street where I grew up. So they don't think of even living in Manhattan. So just the fact, that I, got to cross paths with Jerry Stiller, who, I ended up dating the daughter, but just little people like that. I got starstruck when I see someone from the Mary Hartman, a show I loved, like Ed Begley Jr., I knew from Mary Hartman. So it's great to not lose that. Yes.
Yeah. And that's
you'll become the guy. Sorry to interrupt. Where now young actors go, my God, Skinny Pete, right? Doesn't that feel good?
It's weird. I sometimes, I don't really forget that I was Skinny Pete, but I forget that people are still watching it and new audiences are coming to it. And I've had I had a director once. He was a young director, like in his 20s, and he came up and said, "I've been watching you on TV since I was a little kid."
Yes,
And
I
I
get
was like,
that. I grew up watching you. Yes.
"What?
No, no, no,
How,
no.
like, no, has it been that long?" And then like, I actually have a stack of all of my SAG cards I've had since my first, and I just changed it out today, but it's like a huge stack of every single SAG card I've ever had. Um, that's how like geeky I am about what I'm doing. I'm so just like thrilled to be
This is so, this
here.
really is, Charles, I appreciate this so much because it really
No,
helped revitalize my enthusiasm. Sometimes, you get into bad mindsets. I was saying the other day, like sometimes people would recognize me when I was doing sitcoms and I'd look at it as a negative. If I'm so funny and recognizable, how come I've never been a regular? How come I haven't done this? But when I think of being a depressed kid in Sheepshead Bay, not knowing what I was going to do, just that I was on some of these sound set stages, just that alone, you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
just with, yeah. And
yeah,
I really appreciate your appreciation of it.
yeah. It's easy. Our brains are like designed to see danger in the dark, and so we focus on the negatives. And I caught myself doing that a lot more than I should. And then I had a moment of kind of an epiphany where I remembered something that I used to do a long time ago that was like the coolest. I used to kayak on in Austin, Texas. I used to kayak down the river all the time, and it was so beautiful and so peaceful. And I left Texas, came here, got into the Hollywood thing, and then I got a short film, a role in a short film that was shooting back in Texas, in Austin. And we're driving to the set. We went over the river on a bridge, and I looked down and I saw people kayaking. Um, and that's when it occurred to me that I used to do that. Like it had been only a few years, but I never like thought of that moment. And I saw it and I went, wow, that'd be really nice. And I like my brain went, you used to do that. And like, why don't I have any memory of that?
Yeah.
I do not sit around thinking about, oh, the fond days of kayaking down the river. And I went, well, maybe it's because I wasn't paying attention. Like I was really like enjoying life, but I wasn't focused on how good that life was at that time.
Or
Um,
is it that we focus on what have I accomplished this year? I was in this show, I got this part. Like we make it so much like those are the
yeah,
accomplishments as opposed to
yeah,
just
yeah.
things.
Actors worry all way too much about the wrong things all the time. Um, I love acting. I love being on set. I love doing what I do, and I would have been happy staying in Texas doing theater, especially if it eventually started paying enough to live off of, because I was doing what I loved, and I just kept doing what I loved, and it didn't matter to me
Wow.
how famous or how popular I was. I tried. I went. My manager suggested PR for a little while, so I tried having a publicist, and man, I'm not a fan of that. And so I just went, it's cool. I'm just gonna try and just work and just love it, and do it because I love it, not because I want. I know it's not going to make me famous or rich. I think Breaking Bad kind of started creaking into the famous area.
Yeah.
But it may or may not make me rich. I don't know. But if I don't focus on that and just focus on loving what I do, whether at the end of it, I'm going to be able to say, hey, at least I did what I loved, and instead of working in restaurants or flipping eggs or serving drinks to backstage to the talent that's about to get on stage, or um I love doing this, and I hate all the stuff in between. I don't
Yeah.
like I don't like the walk and talk, the red carpets, and I'm not even a big fan of going to previews and premieres.
I don't like when I see those at the Writers Guild, like a movie, and then there's a symposium. Here they are, and yeah, weren't we great? I'd rather just see the movie. I'm an older guy. There's something about seeing a movie and you don't know what anything meant, and you don't have the internet. What did that mean there? Or how did this guy make it? I like the mystery. Before you saw a movie, I remember when I met Quentin Tarantino, he came to the farmer's market table with Paul Mazursky, and I asked him a question about one of his movies, and he goes, Showbiz Secrets, movie secrets, meaning in Inglourious Bastards was what's his name? That great guy that was the Jew hunter. Was he aware that Shoshana was sitting next to him? He goes, Showbiz Secrets, which, by the way, I could see you in a Tarantino movie.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah. It's and it's again, it's so refreshing how I knew you were down to earth. Even though we only hung out once. And Cliff has watched Breaking Bad through at least 8 times. Yes.
Wow.
Did you ever see, what you might get a kick out of? I'm sure you know about it. In South America, they do a Breaking Bad with actors where it's word for word, almost shot for shot.
Yeah.
Yes. And did you get a kick out of seeing the Skinny Pete guy in that world? And
I was a little like, is that how they saw me? Yeah, it was really kind of interesting to see the how they viewed it in a way, or like what they took from it, from those characters, and how they interpreted it, and that's it was awesome. Like you can't make the exact same thing, even if you do shot for shot and
but it was
word
still
for word.
pretty good on its own.
Yeah, it's still going to be good, but it's not going to be the same thing. It's going to be, that's the beauty of art, and you can't recreate art. You can make facsimiles, but you can't recreate it. It's always going to be something new somehow, and that's beauty.
You're amazing. I'm glad you're enjoying the pit. Now, you sent the picture. You got a wig on or something? You're playing like a gritty guy?
My character has long hair. He's a homeless guy, and he has he has long hair and a beard and a goatee, and I'm really not supposed to be talking about
No,
that.
I get it. I'm sorry, but yeah, you look different in the picture, but that's Hollywood, and
that's Hollywood magic.
Yes. I don't want to keep any longer. I know the glasses are tilted or something. They're crooked. I don't want to leave.
I can only see it if I put my glasses on. So,
actually, my friend Lori, she's friends with someone, and I was going to try to get him on from the Breaking Bad universe. He was the one, but you couldn't get him. Jeremiah Bitsui. Have you said it? Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
My friend Laurie is good friends with him. And actually, the first time I saw Breaking Bad, I was just channel surfing. So I saw it out of context where when what's his name? Gus slits his throat.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. It's just
that's brutal.
Yeah. It's so were you ever nervous? Oh, is Skinny Pete gonna get his demise?
Every episode. Every time they called me to ask me or let me know I was going to do another episode, they'd send me the script, and I would just shift through it as fast as I can. See, did I die? Okay, no, I don't die. And that was always the first thing I checked. And it's like I said, the director said, every episode is my audition for my next episode, and one clear way to get rid of a character is kill that motherfucker off.
Yes, in the Breaking Bad empire. Well, congratulations for Skinny Pete surviving that, and that was really gruesome. Gran Torino. Is that what it's called? Just
Yeah.
just the
El
way
Camino.
Jesse Plemons, the way they tortured Aaron.
Yes.
You know. and,
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
well, Cody. Any questions for Charles before I let him go?
Oh yeah. Well, one thing was working on Walker. I like that show too. I grew up with that.
Right on.
And like, what was that like? Did you get to meet? I don't remember that episode, so I'll have to find that.
I was in the made-for-TV movie called Trial by Fire. It was Walker Texas Ranger Trial by Fire.
Yeah.
And it came out a couple of years after the end of the series. In the series, I was an extra. I was a background actor for the original series. I wanted to do that so I could see what it was like to be on a set and see, how people act. I could just, observe and watch the actors and watch everyone and see, what are you supposed to do and how are you supposed to act. And I did that so much on Walker Texas Ranger that they eventually told me that I couldn't do it anymore because the producers in LA were starting to recognize me as a background.
That's interesting.
And so, yeah, I did a lot of Walker Texas Ranger series, and then my very first speaking role was the movie of the week.
Cool.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah, I actually have that. I'll have to watch that and look for your character.
Yeah, it was a neat little bit of a role. My first time ever talking on camera was with Chuck Norris and Janine Turner, and
Wow.
I'm the age when Chuck Norris was like the action hero guy for a lot of my childhood, and then Janine Turner from Northern Exposure was like the teenage crush. And so first time ever on camera with both of them was A Trial by Fire, as the title of the show described.
That's amazing. Yeah. What an opportunity just for the beginning of what,
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, again, I really appreciate the people who watch us. We're not crazy in your face. We love character actors and just little stories and stories about meeting actors and stuff.
Right
and
on.
you're just great.
Thank you very much.
Hope to see you around. I mean, maybe one day
Me too.
two skinny guys, you know who I'm gonna have on soon. Speaking of skinny, his name is Slim Jim. I forgot he was the drummer from the Stray Cats. He still is.
Oh, wow.
His name is Slim in it. So
Right on.
But I thought, but I really appreciate it, and I'm so happy you're working. So and obviously, say hi to Fiona. I don't think I know anyone else on the pit. Is it crazy having lots of limbs lying around? Like, do they
It's sometimes I walk into the makeup trailer or the sanctuary, which is inside the studio makeup room, and like see a body laying there, and I'll be like, oh, he's meditating or he's resting or something, and then they'll be like, do you like our new dummy? And I'm like, oh my god, like it's amazing the stuff they make. They're just bones and disfigured hands just lying around on tables and in all stages of being made, and it's amazing what these guys can do. They got some of the best in the business.
When you see Fiona, ask her about when she had an argument with Roger Waters.
Oh wow!
Yeah, Fiona is very opinionated.
Gonna have to.
Yeah, she's great. I love her.
She's gonna have an opinion about me asking her a bunch of personal questions to you.
No, I text her. I wanted her up here, but she got me into this thing. I know I keep holding you, but she read some book about don't watch the news, and she's a big proponent of that. You don't need to watch the news and sometimes I get so depressed. Like even on Instagram, I don't want to see pigs and dogs tied up, and I don't watch the local news, but she's a real big proponent about no news at all. And so I try to do that. So
Yeah.
she really got me into that. Yes.
I agree. I absolutely agree. And you can stay informed, but you're not going to be informed by anything on our news networks now.
Or pundits speculating.
Yeah.
Speculating.
Yeah. And they've crossed the line between entertainment and information, and it's no longer anything you can rely on.
As an actor, or just a guy my whole life comparing myself to other people, that's the worst thing, is just, oh, this guy's working, this guy got this, oh, this look at this house, this, that.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
Yes. And the problem with Cody is he always going, you've done a lot of little things, you never made it. He shows me texts of guys who made, I'm just kidding. No, comparison is the other thing is when you compare, you despair. Yeah. It's but you let me know if this book comes out, and maybe we'll get together with Josh Sussman, he's great. He's so crooked, who just has a passion like you for actors.
I had one more question.
Sure.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you could do like an impression of Crumb for us, like because you portrayed him.
That was 26 years ago. I barely most of it was a physical. Yeah, it was a live stage performance, so it was a very loud version of Crumb, and it was really like I said, I had some special buck teeth made for it, and a pair of glasses, and I more did the physical imitation of him more than anything, and it was kind of I can't really show you. I have really bad posture, and so that helped a lot. And there were just some certain physical things I had. I don't know that I really did that great of a vocal impersonation of him, mostly because, like I said, outdoor theater in Texas, so it was just mostly just yelling towards the woods, and trying to mimic the physical. He had really, really bad posture. I remember that, and he held his hands a certain way, and he often sat like cross-legged, but like full cross, as opposed to that lazy open crossed leg. And it was just certain physical things. But it's been, like I said, 26 years since I did that, and I barely remember. I just I have some pictures of my wife in a lot of our Crumb comics, where they had the little pig that was kind of giving his conscience. It was just outside the frame of the comics. My wife played that pig.
Wow.
Oh, that's hilarious. Wow.
And it was our second show at the theater that season. It was our second show together, and we met in the show previous. But the only reason I was at the theater was because the director had asked me to come to his theater to do the second show as our Crumb.
That's a pretty cool story.
Thanks. She's awesome. Anyway,
one last question, because Chrome is such a supporter of this.
Jeff.
Charles, have you and Rachel ever worked together in anything?
Well, we did theater together for 6 years. She and I have made one or two short films like ourselves together. We haven't been hired. Well, we were hired for a musical, a world premiere musical called Radio, the Musical. And it was a musical written by a guy who writes radio jingles about people who write radio jingles. It didn't hit as hard as he hoped it would. But that was our first like professional job together, was doing this world premiere musical called Radio, the Musical.
Wow. Well, again, thank you for taking time out of your Friday.
No problem. I just got off, had about like an hour in between getting off work at the pit, and I'm still on that adrenaline rush that you get from being on set. So
As a skinny
thanks for
guy,
letting me.
as a skinny guy, it's my metabolism changed where I could not stop munching on the craft service candy, so it went to
Yeah.
my gut. So you good at staying away from all the junk they have on sets?
I've always been kind of a moderation kind of
Well, you
guy
smoke
when it comes
cigarettes
to any,
outside.
and yeah, I smoke cigarettes a lot more than I should outside. So, but yeah, I do tend to get a little overzealous. I'm one of those who will go in and like pick several things and just put them in my pockets, and then to keep them in my room. And if I want them, I eat them. If not, they go in my bag, come home with me, and then my kids take over from there. Uh, yeah, I love craft services.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was weird doing some shows during COVID where, when they had,
Yeah,
like they had one, you had to get there early. They do a COVID test, and they have
yeah.
like it's like the war. One sound stage is all people doing the tests, like the labs, and
hmm
we were at war. It was crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I was not a fan. Um, I didn't do a lot of work during COVID though. Um, so I was kind of grateful for that. Just because, yeah, not a
Oh,
good time.
we survived it. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. And yeah,
Thank
again,
you, Fred.
so you're going back to work. You're doing more pits. You
Yep.
see Fiona Teller and everyone. I don't know anyone else there, but
I'll tell
I
him
love
anyway.
Fiona.
I know
Yeah.
a lot. I know a lot of people know who Fred the Horse is, and
Your
so that
kids,
helps.
did
Both my teenage kids are like big fans of Over the Garden Wall.
well, if you ever wanted, I have a picture. If you ever want to I'll send a signed Fred the Horse picture. Send me in your Instagram.
Yeah,
I had no idea how that grew into something, but a few weeks ago
that's
there was an Over the God with a creator and some artists, and a few voice people did something in Anaheim. I had no idea what a sensation it was.
yeah.
Where around the block for like 7 hours, they were getting everything signed, and Jeff Crone, who's a big supporter of Cody, a friend of his were getting married with an Over the Garden Wall themed wedding.
Wow.
So if your kids want a signed thing, just send me a thing and I'll mail it out.
Right on. Right on.
Yeah.
I just got some good like gold star dad points saying that I was about to talk to you. So I'm sure they'd be thrilled.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
but yeah, it's sort of not like Breaking Bad, but a slow burn. Like all of a
Yeah.
sudden, it's not as big as Breaking Bad, but it's good to be
It's
part
really
of one.
good. It is really good though. I
Yeah.
mean, they repeatedly watch it and they're very discerning kids. Like
How old are they?
18 and 13 now.
So are they? Well, the 13 are allowed to watch Breaking Bad.
They haven't even wanted to watch Breaking Bad.
Why?
They grew up with it, and I think they were kind of
Over it.
done with it. Yeah, over it. It was like I was gone a lot when I was shooting it. My daughter was just born when we started.
Well, it's not the
Um,
same thing, but tease Fiona. She
Yeah.
doesn't want to watch One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest because her dad's naked butt was in it. Brad Dourif.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. And she told me she doesn't watch anything where her dad dies. So she
Yeah,
won't
I
watch it.
mean-
It's like if he dies in it, she doesn't want to watch it.
Aw, what a class actor. Someone mentioned you would have been good on Deadwood, but yeah, Brad Dourif on Deadwood. And there was a
Yeah.
movie, Eyes of Laura Mars, with Faye Dunaway I watched
Oh.
recently.
Wow.
But yeah, Cuckoo's Nest, I saw that in a movie theater in the Goosebumps with the Indian chief, and he's making a basket, playing. You
Yeah.
know Cuckoo's Nest,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah. It's been a really, really, really long time, but yeah.
But yeah,
Um,
so that's so sweet. I think he may have died in Chucky. She was just they did a Chucky show. Fiona was a regular in. So
Yeah,
they brought Brad
yeah.
in, and So you're great. I really appreciate it. It's just inspiring.
Thank you so much.
Wish I
The
could be
art's
young
been
and
amazing to watch, Cody.
Oh,
and
thanks, Charles. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, this is,
It
It was a
I'll let
pleasure
you
hearing
know.
your stories in
Thanks.
Hollywood. It's amazing.
Thanks,
Yeah.
man.
And my youngest said I shouldn't watch Over the Golden Wall because it would go over my head. Haha. She thinks it would be too hard for me to follow. That's what Amanda said. Her kids think she wouldn't be able to follow it, but I give you credit. You could do it. Well, say
Yeah.
again, if you want any horse things, let me know. I'll send some
I will.
pictures. Yes.
Right on, man. It was really good talking to you.
Yes, you too. You
I
great
need
guy.
the 10-1, so as we say in the biz.
Yes. Oh, wait.
So
I know copy that is they go copy that, but 10-1 means we're tuning out.
typically that means you need to go to the restroom.
Okay. All right. You have a good one. I'll talk to you. Thank you
It was a
again.
pleasure, Charles.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You too, Cody. You guys have a great night
You
and have a
too.
You
good
too.
weekend.
Yes.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
You too.
No one
There
knows
it
how to
is.
leave these things. That's the problem. I'll hear you. What
Yeah.
a great guy. What a great guy, huh?
Oh yeah. Very cool.
But yeah, Breaking Bad. That's a very
Fantastic.
gritty show. I think this doesn't even matter because I don't think this is connected. Hello. Yeah, okay. But yeah, I'm very nice of him.
Super nice.
Yeah, my friend, this guy Josh Sussman, he was on Wizards of Waverly Place with me.
Mhm.
He was on Glee, and he had a birthday party, just an outside thing, and that's where I met Charles.
Oh, that's
We met
cool.
each other from the SAG strikes. Yeah, Scarlett. So wasn't that funny? Even though you didn't know who he was, it's just good to see down to earth, appreciative people. Where and Norm said that guy was a jerk. No, that's Albert Fish joke.
That's right. Right. Hey, by the way, I just wanted to let you know let me look real quick.
Oh, I shaved this. I
Oh,
had
you
for a
did?
day a mustache. It was so. Well, I looked so pathetic. I just.
Hey, you know, it's worth a try.
I tried.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it didn't feel right.
We have a generous donation from Jeff Crone.
Jeff, you're too
Again.
generous.
And also, I wanted to show some of the super chats because people threw them in
Yeah.
there so we can pull them up. I can.
Yeah, they're popping up. I think there's a way if we had a whole lot of people, then they do super chats so they, then their stuff they pay and it gets seen. But animation extraordinaire AJ Shanks's brother, that's who he is. Thank you, Scarlett.
Yeah, mine
Yes.
already answered. But I just figured
Yeah.
I'd show them.
James Spader, he was in a lot of like those John Hughes kind of 80s. He played the preppy guy a lot, James Spader.
Oh yeah. Oh right. Yeah, James Spader. Yeah, Here's this.
Yeah, well, I guess I got
We may
my-
have hit them. I wasn't.
Yeah, I had a good eye, but see if there's any I missed. Thank you, Darren.
Keep going. It looks like that is it. Awesome.
What?
I was just looking at that was where you were at, replying to the stash.
Yes.
I want the Fu Manchu. I think you could pull that off. You could go down.
Nah.
Yeah.
It's so rare. I mean, I guess because, he was like working in the food industry till he was 27. So I guess he's appreciative. He's just down to earth guy. Yeah, James Spader, he was in a movie with Paul Mazursky called To Live and Die. No, 2 Days in the Valley, which is pretty good. There was a time when they were doing a lot of Tarantino ripoffs, and that was trying to be like a gritty Tarantino thing. Um,
That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of remember, like, sometimes you get a movie and you're like, this is kind of from that time where they're trying to be like Tarantino. You kind of.
yeah, a lot of. So, Scarlett, do you hear references to Albert Fish in the real world? You heard the Albert Fish story, right, Cody?
I did, yes.
Yes.
And that was with you and Norm when you were on it, right?
Yeah.
He did that one with.
He tells this long story about this serial killer, which I didn't know was a real person. I thought he was making up, that would roast baby bodies and eat them and taunt people.
Right.
And then the cop said, we saw this guy and he's a real jerk. I'm not doing it the way he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boston Legal, The Practice. But he was, so my friend who I rented before I got this place, a summer place for air conditioning, a guest house. She was in a movie called Mannequin.
Oh, yeah.
Had a big part in it. And I can't even, she's a good friend of mine. I can't think of her name. But she played Andrew McCarthy's girlfriend in Mannequin, not the one from Sex and the City. And James Spader played always like a preppy jerk. And
it's funny. I heard that I saw the trailer to that because I was looking up like Mannequin stuff because I like that, like kind of like that Twilight Zone stuff. Isn't it about like someone turns into a real person?
Yeah, he's like works in a department store. He's a designer or something, and he some beautiful mannequin comes to life. Kim Cattrall does. So that's what that was. So of course, Sex, Lies, and Videotape, a lot of old school stuff. Wasn't he in a movie with what's the politically correct transsexual, the person from, what is that movie? Crying Game. There was the Crying Game, transsexual actor was had one other part after the Crying Game, and there was some space movie. Yeah, she was an Egyptian brought to life. Now, who's what? I'm so scared when I can't think of friends' names. Kevin, and this is scary. But she was one of the leads of Mannequin, and I rented a place for 4 months. That's scary. Stargate, correct. Transgender. So, is it a personal question, Scarlett? So, is it OCD-ish? And I understand when you don't like if I have a different name like Fressy or the glasses are crooked. Let's see, where's my other glasses? Stargate. I never saw that. There was a movie, The Last Starfighter of '86. It was but Charles, yeah. Again, it's when you compare, what was his expression about comparing?
Yeah, what was it? A Thief of Joy. Or is that what he said?
Thief of Joy.
I could be wrong off on that, but I think that's right. I think that's what he said.
Tell your friend.
Oh yeah, I noticed Jeff Richards. He's gone.
Oh yeah, I think I was afraid of scaring Charles with Jeff.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't really engage with him too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Anyone else? Scarlett, you never saw Breaking Bad?
My brother liked it. He really enjoyed
You
it.
like Breaking Bad, so he knew who Skinny Pete was.
He probably, yeah, I bet he would have. He had to have. Yes. He's into movies, or not movies, TV, that stuff. He would know.
Yeah, what's cool about him, because you never, you're afraid if you bump into someone, I don't want to talk about Skinny Pete, enough of that, you know, which is great. He's not like that.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. Seems like he really
well, again, and I was just, let me just the bio. Let me look up one thing. Just his upbringing. It's like he's writing a book. Let me read some stuff. El Camino. Oh, that's so sweet, Darren. Just a random tip to support us. That's great, you know. Well, I was trying to read his bio. The Mandalorian. But yeah, he seems like he could play like a, you know, oh, my phone just died. Yeah, no. You know, one thing about Breaking Bad, though, if someone just watched it now, they may not be so blown away because at the time there was nothing like it. Now there's so. I'm going to get a better pair of glasses. This is bothering me. Talk to some people, Cody, for a minute, please.
Sure. Yeah. Hello, everybody. How y'all doing out there? Now. We do it now. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Actually, you know, yeah, it's interesting. Some things are, even though it's old, I haven't seen a lot of it, but I did see a few clips of Breaking Bad, and just the unique. It's sort of like the filming, the way it is, you know, like just that time period of, you know, there's not, you know, it's kind of a natural look, you know, it's not so, you know, color graded or anything like that, where they put like, they try to fix it and stuff. It's just kind of natural looking kind of, you know, filming and kind of a neat look to it. And I was impressed by the little clip I seen, and I was like, yeah, it kind of has a different feel. You know, it does have a different, a whole essence that it captures, like a lot of things. But I think that's the unique thing about those kinds of things. They kind of capture something.
Oh yeah.
Some people
so they're asking about AI.
Yes.
It sucks in that what Cody does is so unique. When we finally finish this, I'm going to put in film festivals, and I hope they take note that there's no AI in it.
Right. Yes, I don't use AI. I think the only way I would use AI is if it. At the time, I had ideas about using it for a certain look because it was like really wonky looking, and I thought, well, you could use that for a certain thing, but that looks weird and wonky like that. But now that it's so, sometimes they can get it like looking, all right. It's not the great. I mean, it's still not the video is so much better. I mean, you can trick anybody with like video. It's pretty darn weird and realistic, but I don't know about the art part yet. It's still questionable as to the control somebody has with it. This, like how they do.
Cody's so talented. Why would he need it to use AI?
Yeah, I haven't really.
Someone.
Like art.
Fred, would you be offended if I said your new glasses look like grandma? I am not offended at all. No, these are like, as they call readers from Target.
You're a reader. Reading any books?
Actually,
yeah, that's a good.
I'm listening to an Audible.
Uh-huh.
We're going to have Karen Knotts on, Don Knotts' daughter. So she wrote a book, and I'm lazy, I'm listening to it. And she'll be on this, but it's good to learn stuff before I have her. So it's really interesting how Don Knotts started, how Andy Griffin, they were in a play called, I think, No Time for Sergeants. Then it became a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So Don Knotts was out here, and he knew Andy Griffin. And then they heard they're making a show, Andy Griffin show. So he pitched the idea, what about a dopey deputy? And like Skinny Pete, it was just a one-time thing, but people loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's other interesting things. I guess Jim Nabors did like a weird nightclub act, and that's how Gomer Pyle was, Andy Griffith saw it and loved it.
Oh, that's funny.
So there's a lot of great stories.
That's pretty cool. That is pretty neat.
You can, well, Darren, when we get Karen on, we'll just have you, Andy Griffin. So what was part of the, Laurie's husband, Cliff, says he loves the Mayberry universe. What's the Mayberry universe? It's Andy Griffin, Mayberry, Gomer Pyle.
There's like a country one too, wasn't there? Mayberry, what is it?
Mayberry RFD.
Is that what it was? Is that what they called it? I don't even know what that meant. Like, I don't even know. It's probably
I think it was called that.
A country thing or something. But
Yeah.
the guys sound like the Muppet, like but
I get it mixed up.
I don't know.
Now, Petticoat Junction, the spin-offs, what were the spin-offs of Petticoat Junction?
Green Acres.
Green Acres.
Is that it? Or is there one more?
Petticoat Junction, Green Acres.
Oh, Beverly Hillbillies? Well, I guess it's the same guy who made it. Getting that confused with it. Is Beverly Hillbillies have anything to do with it? I think it might.
Yeah.
Is the lady this? No. Maybe it is.
But Green Acres spun off Petticoat Junction.
I think it was at Petticoat Junction and then Green Acres? Or what? Which? Yeah, I don't know. It's a good, it's $1 million question right there. I'll be right back.
Okay. So this is the story. This is the story about when I had Thanksgiving at the Willards and felt out of place, which leads to holidays have no meaning. And then I flash back, there's that one Christmas in Florida where I almost drowned. So kind of goes all over the place. What's that book?
You get this one.
Wow.
It's by Sherwood Schwartz.
Did they do one where the Harlem Globetrotters land on Gilligan's Island, or was that the animated show?
I don't know. It's a good question. Yeah, this has everything in there about it. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. This is. Oh, you know what's crazy, Fred?
What's that?
You wouldn't believe this. I literally, and I have this on video. I literally, when you asked that question, I opened up to the exact page
Wow.
of this.
They were on Gilligan's Island, yeah. So I guess the Harlem Globetrotters got shipwrecked and they ended up on Gilligan's Island. And on Scooby-Doo too?
That's crazy. Oh, and by the way, who's in there with that? It's the same. There's a picture. This picture contains Barbara Bain and Martin Landau in there.
Weren't they from Mission Impossible?
Yeah, here, let me.
What do they have to do with the Globetrotters or Gilligan's Island? Jim Backus, Mr. Magoo.
Oh, hello. This book is $1 million. If I could see anything. But yeah, that's. Oh yeah, here he is, Jim Backus. Who's that? Welcome, Ticker Tape Parade. Rescue from killing tigers. Desperate to spell the name out of seekers.
Beverly Hillbillies were made by the same people, according to Gary, who did Petticoat Junction and Green Acres. Wow. Lovey. Did they ever explain why a millionaire and his wife, a professor, they're all on a boat? Like, what's the connection?
Not yet. I haven't even got. I need to read that. Then maybe they'll explain it. But here's
A movie star. Oh my, yes. Wow.
And this one's Gilligan's Planet. You ever hear that one?
No, what the hell?
It's like Planet.
What? Then they go into space and why would they all go after being shipwrecked? Let's go in a spaceship now.
It's crazy. They just couldn't stay put. But yeah, that's who is this guy? Author watching.
On a short cruise. So many comedians did Gilligan's Island jokes. I'm going to shut the heat. Actually, it's too hot.
There we go.
I got to learn how to control my thermostat with my phone.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. Oh, there's Alf. I don't know what this is all about.
Alf was on Gilligan's Island?
Oh my. So wait, here we go. Skipper with Alf Gilligan on the recent NBC show Alf. The skipper is undoubtedly trying to figure out whether Alf or Gilligan is the creature from outer space. Willie.
Was what?
Hey, Fred. It's Alf.
Wait, what year was Alf?
What's that?
Wasn't Alf years after Gilligan's Island went off the air?
Yeah, it looks like it's like a weird episode they made. It's like I don't even remember that. I guess they made like this thing when they were older, a
Return to Gilligan's Island.
Is that what it is?
I think there was something called Return to Gilligan's Island.
They must have done like some.
Oh, Gilligan was on an Alf episode, the other way around.
Oh, that's.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
That's right. Okay. I have that series. So it's my brain. I forgot that.
You know, I worked with Max Wright from Alf on Norm Macdonald's show. He was a regular on Norm's show.
Really?
Yes.
Who was this? Who did you work with?
Max Wright was the the lead of Alf, the guy with the glasses.
Oh, that's funny. Wow, that's pretty cool. That's crazy. Oh, yeah.
It was Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol.
Oh, wait, yeah. So, wait, you worked with Willie, or you were Willie Tanner?
Was that the character's name?
Yeah, the guy sounds like this, and
Yes.
Alf, please, I don't want you to do that. That kind of thing.
Yes.
But just trying to have a wholesome family, and you bring all this racket. That whole thing. That's hilarious. How was that with him? Like, was it pretty interesting? Like, it's
I
funny.
didn't really hang out with him. He was a pleasant guy. When you worked on Norm's show, you're just hanging out with Norm. Come on, let's go sneak off, play tennis. Well, what these idiots? He wants, so you're kind of in his world. Like, come on, let's hang out.
Right. Yeah.
So, but he was a nice guy. Sadly, a troubled guy.
Yeah, I know. I kind of know about it.
He kind of had a blackout, like he was drunk and asleep or in his car or something crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's drugs or alcohol, something.
Yeah, he didn't end too well for old Willie.
No.
But such a great casting. I mean, I do like him as that character. It's hilarious.
Oh yeah, Darren, I hung out with Artie on Norm's show. We'd play tennis. Me, Artie, and Norm would sneak off. And Norm didn't like that a fat guy, Artie, was beating him at tennis. But thing about tennis is you could be a big guy, but you don't have to run. You just have to move 1 or 2 steps and place the ball. And Artie was a football player. He was an athlete. So we couldn't leave till Norm finally beat Artie. And Artie confessed, I'd let you win because we needed to get back. So I had a lot of laughs hanging out with Artie on Norm's show.
That's cool.
Yeah. Wow. So this may be all the detail you need for this picture.
Yeah, I think we're done with this one. This is going to be
good.
This one I think this one was the most daunting because I wanted to make sure it actually looked like, people at a table.
Yeah.
And then we zoom in on you. So the video will be like zoop, and then you'll have the motion and stuff.
And then the clock in the head thing.
Yeah, then I have this thing.
Very good.
And then we have this one.
And that's done, huh? Yeah.
And then this.
Wait, go back. I kind of what I love is that these are just that, which just cracks me up because that's enough. Like the one on the far left. It makes me laugh. Well, the good thing is that when we finally get to the end,
yeah,
I'll show it to a bunch of friends, and they could go, oh, maybe that, you know what I mean? So you don't have to get too into every detail because the part ones are Mary Willard, which is a great look. Yes, and the guy, the moron with the pilgrim hat.
Yeah.
Well, how time goes, it was a year ago today that Andy Paley left us.
Oh, yeah, I saw some posts.
Yeah, me too. It reminded me.
Yeah, can't believe it. It's amazing. He was cool. He was a great guy. He was really kind and it was cool.
Well, let me answer this Gaza thing. This is not what this is about, and people don't want to be bothered. And I stumbled on Reddit guy, which I'm not famous, has an opinion about Gaza. It's like it's like asking someone if at a Laker game, LeBron James. It's not what it is. I guess these are just reading glasses. So for comments, you see me with glasses a lot here, but
Yes.
And I like what Charles and Fiona think about not watching the news, which sometimes you find things out. I just can't do anything. I would just get too agitated or too upset with things I see. So my friend said something interesting, like what's evolutionary biology, we weren't designed to bear the weight, the sadness of the world. Like tribes are not designed to know what's 3 tribes over. They just, so it's a lot.
With future technology, it's kind of a crazy thing.
Everything everywhere. Even if I, like I said, don't want to watch the local news, on Instagram, I'll get things I'm not following. It's so sad, but I don't want to know that right now.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like it's like instantly, like right there. And like way back, they would have to send a postcard or something of like the newspaper. It would get, it'd be slower information. You would get it like not so instant. So it's like a whole different world.
Kind
of like this. I think that'll look.
That's there. That's great. We don't have to go too much longer.
Yeah, you can look at the next one.
Just little by little.
Yeah.
I mean, this is my going off my. I am not an accomplished writer, but my advice is always don't get paralyzed with perfectionism, where you see, a whole thing we got to do. Just do, like when I would try to write, just tell Fred, just do 10 words, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Just do a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
Little by little. It's like my analogy. It's like, now I'm not getting political. I'm just kidding. With World War II, getting to Berlin, they land on Normandy and get little by little to France, and you make your way. You just got to end up.
Oh, right. Yeah, that I like. That's an interesting. Yeah, what you were mentioning there. Yeah.
Yeah, just
Trying to find. Oh yeah, here it is. I want to turn this off. And then we had these characters. Oh yeah, the guy in the hat. These little guys.
So good.
I like these. The next one will be
pizza, a donut.
A pizza, piece of pizza. Maybe if a donut, you go to the store and you see a piece of pizza. You never know. So these are the next little things. It'll be kind of fun. I'm also going to put them in a square, but maybe they don't need to be in a square. It could be in a square, it doesn't matter. Let's open this up. Initially, it's like dark all
Piece
around.
of pizza.
Piece of pizza.
I'll try to find what episode of Mandalorian he was in.
Oh yeah. That we'll have to do that too, because I guess I didn't realize he was in that. I did notice he played with. I guess I meant to ask that, but Keanu Reeves.
Who am I going to invite to your birthday party? Well, whoever you would like. I'll try to get a lot of guests just coming in and saying hello. Would
Yeah.
I'll just get a lot of happy birthday Scarlett cameos. Maybe Jeff Richards could come on as Jeff Ross. Take a banana for the road.
Why do you take the banana for the road? Yeah, that's cool.
Well, we're coming up on Thanksgiving. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I think I have. No, I got a plan, I think. But it's just, that's what this story starts, where, they're musing about their favorite Thanksgiving traditions, and I didn't have any. And here they are doing that. And hey, Wood, I took the earphones off. It keeps going in and out. I think Scarlett's going to be 16 or 17. But we'll have a whole lot of happy birthday messages on the side. We'll have Wood on.
Nice.
We'll have stuff. You're going to have an iPad Thanksgiving, Wood, with your dad and sister are in Alabama, if I'm not mistaken. I screwed something up with the headphone plug. This finally cracked the bottom. Now, let me ask you something, Wood. Not the front. But whenever I put this down in the car, if I touch it, the music stops. Piece of pizza.
Piece of pizza. So here's these.
We could wrap it up. You've done a lot of work tonight, Cody.
Oh yeah.
No. We could start heading back.
Yeah, maybe we can definitely get a streaming like before Thanksgiving or.
Yeah, and maybe I'll talk to Dave Sarah. He'll. If when I put this in my car, if I just touch it, it stops the music. That's going through the router. But I'll try to have Dave Sarah, someone teach me how to do some of these when Cody's not here, because I still want to get a specific, at least one time a week where they know we do it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I am. I do have scheduled. I'm always free on Sunday, so if you do
All
want,
right. We had maybe. Now, I'm Jewish, but we were brought up very apathetic about holidays. We didn't do any of them. So just about 15 years ago, I went to one of my first Seders, and it felt like OCD, where you open up the door, let an invisible guy walk in, you throw salt over your head, you smack your head 3 times, something like that. It just felt like OCD rituals, like something bad will happen. You literally, does anyone know what I'm talking about? Open a door, an invisible guy comes in, waves, you high five him, he leaves, you shut the door, you throw salt over your head, you go like this. I'm not making it up.
I've never heard that.
And an invisible guy comes in and you high five him. Could anyone, right, Darren? Isn't it? Do you do that on the Seders?
I'm looking that up.
Like in the Seder, do you open the door for an invisible guy? I'm not making that up.
I'm typing this in.
Is it a liar? The invisible guy comes in? I'm serious.
And then something about the salt.
Yeah, I don't think the invisible guy throws the salt.
Sounds like a couple of things.
Did I talk with Jerry Stiller about that? Yes. I think maybe I talked about that. Yes, about how the Jews in my neighborhood bullied me because we weren't observant Jews. There was an empty chair or an invisible. Don't you open the door so some ghost can come in? And an empty plate.
Salt at your door is a cultural practice rooted in superstition, which the main purpose of being ward off evil, or something. But that's not the same thing.
But isn't there something you open the door and someone takes the salt, or you high five him? Maybe not high five. I forgot.
The high five is an interesting.
No, all right, I don't think they had high fiving back in Jerusalem. The old days.
I'm trying not to think like.
Hey. I high fiving. That's what I do sometimes at the Grove. I walk around high fiving invisible people.
Really?
No, okay, not that. Hey, yeah, right, all right.
It's whatever. It's.
The door must stay ajar. Okay, I'm not making this up. The door has to stay ajar. I thought you open. I remember they opened it up. Let him in case he may slip in. So, Darren, you converted because you had extra salt.
Celebrate a holiday.
Yeah, I am.
That's a good
I
question.
was envious. I remember like Christmas or Hanukkah. How come I don't get a gift? Just tell us what you want. I go, it's nice when you surprise me, oh, yeah, for Christmas. We don't do that. Yeah, but too much. So he converted, he had a lot of extra salt. So then he could on Passover throw the salt out the door. So is this shot going to be together, or each one pops in one at a time?
I think they'll pop in one at a time, possibly. Because I can still have the little movements that we had in there, where they like laughing.
Right.
So I'll set that up.
I'll let you go. It's getting late for you.
Oh, look at that.
What?
I want the Fred Stoller comic book for Christmas.
Yeah, you have some extra. We gotta something we gotta learn. We don't have enough people yet, but there's things where when you have super chats, you can have subscriptions, you can have memberships where I don't know what you get for free, like free extra stuff or free. We should have Dave Sarah next time. You can tell it memberships, but we should send out a few comics. Do you really want the comic we have? Maybe we'll send you one out. Oh, now what made you convert, Darren? Is it your wife? Of course you can invite people, Scarlett. Yes. We could actually have them all say happy birthday. You can pop on with them. Of course. We can have Jesse Pinkman. What tales is Ray DeVito buying? What tall tales am I telling? Cody, can you make some exclusive emojis if you create memberships? Yeah, we got to find out what membership means, because then people get like
the other guy you were mentioning.
Yeah,
he knows some of that. It could be helpful. Let's see. What does it say? Exclusive emojis. Create membership. Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to look into that.
Yeah. Well, Darren, that's amazing. Darren just converted. Cody's converting to a street thug. It's an official conversion. New street gang.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to get.
Yeah, emojis, banana for the road. These are good ideas.
What emojis could be.
Maybe if we do it Sunday,
that'd be funny if I had like I could show like a little Jeff Crone. Well, I mean, I could draw any of you guys. I mean, you're so supportive, but the Jeff Richards, that little character of his, and he could be taking a banana for the road.
Yes.
I know. Let's see.
Right, Scarlett, you've been a guest the whole time. What are you laughing at?
I know Wood.
What is Wood saying? He doesn't like the mic or the thing or the lighting?
No. He's like, I can't believe he didn't play the theme song tonight.
I'm
gonna come over for Thanksgiving and push you over.
I was anxious to not keep Charles Baker waiting. He said, "No, I'm just kidding." He was doing such a favor.
Did Cody join the Van Buren boys?
Well, I didn't have a good. My one rabbi lived across the street. One let his son play with me, who was my age. Freddie has comets. You can't play with him. He eats comets. Well, what did I make up on his show with Ray DeVito? What else is Wood talking about?
Your guest microphone sounded the best.
My guest one, not this one. Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, this is working, but the headphones weren't.
Interesting. Yes. Get the lighting.
Lighting.
The lighting. Oh yeah, the hat.
Oh, the thing that he didn't believe Cody's with a biker gang.
Do I look like a biker gang? Look at this. I go on the bikes like this.
Wait, this isn't going through the computer. This?
Yeah, I don't think it's working.
So it's just me talking.
Yeah.
Well, I tried the thing where
I like the picture though on the
settings, audio, input. It's not giving me the option.
Uh-oh.
It's just built in. All right, next time, Wood, you got to tell us why. I go and there's no option for the thing.
I can't believe he did Charles did the like a Robert Crumb thing.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. It's like the last thing I thought would even be in the conversation. Who would have thought?
Yes.
I guess theater. I mean, he was sort of into that. That's kind of what brought him into that situation.
Eric Hansen Wood. I think there was something on Facebook. You got to give your real name. He was always just being Wood.
Oh yeah, I was going to put these. I'm just going to put a few in here just to have it
All
ready.
right, we could start wrapping it up. Next time, Wood, I'll ask you before I set up, why isn't it connecting to the mic? It's not recognizing it. I recognize you. Hi, Mike. You look good. Hey, Mike. I recognized you. You don't recognize Mike?
I recognize him. I recognize the mic.
Well, did your friends who got married like the cameo from Fred the Horse? I did for Jeff Crone. His friends were getting married with an Over the Garden Wall theme.
Nice.
Don't watch the news.
I watched The Apartment.
And what'd you think?
I liked it. I thought it was funny.
And Fred McMurray was a bad guy.
I know that he's creepy when he does that, isn't he? It's like, what is going on there? My three sons.
Yeah.
You know, he's like a kind of a weird. He's like, yes, I can do that for you as long as you give me the key. You know, see that whole thing. He was crazy. I like Jack Lemmon. He was funny in it. I like how he was like totally misunderstood the whole time. Like they all thought he was like some crazy wild partier guy.
Right.
And he really isn't doing anything. Except, well, he's letting his apartment.
Carol is my friend's name, who was a mannequin.
Wasn't it popular? I thought it was great. Called
The Big White with Robin Williams. Never heard that. There's a movie, a very depressing movie. Wasn't a hit. John Cusack about an Eskimo.
Really?
Yeah,
Is he the
I
Eskimo?
can't think of the name. Does Cody know Ray DeVito? That's a good question for you, Cody.
Yes. I mean, I don't. I think we met.
No, he didn't come to Ohio.
No, but we met on this thing briefly. I think he was
Okay.
stream. He was like on a parking lot.
Sounds familiar.
He was like in Ohio or something. Oh yeah, well he is in Ohio, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. No. Yeah. We didn't meet like in person, but we met on the stream. I think he was on one of these. Very briefly. Mm-hmm.
Well,
so yeah, I did that. What else are they asking? Don't look at the cast, just watch it.
Map of the Human Heart. Very sad, lonely Eskimo guy. Yes.
Is that like a movie then? Huh?
Yeah, it was very disturbing, but no one ever talked about it. No one ever said, "Did you see Map of the Human Heart?"
Is it the 80s?
I think it's probably 97-ish. I could be wrong.
Really? That's crazy.
Yeah. That was a great movie.
I'm trying to think have you ever heard the movie called Burn After Reading? Coen Brothers movie?
Oh, yes.
I thought that one was sort of funny.
Yeah.
It's like everybody was like going crazy. John Malkovich.
Yeah. Brad Pitt.
Like he couldn't handle like all these people.
Hello, people.
Hello, people. Let's see. Oh yeah, what woman?
Wasn't an Eskimo? Weren't they in Alaska? But there was some guy. No, not John Cusack. There was a lonely father coming to meet his daughter he never met, or something like that.
Have you ever seen a movie Home for the Holidays? It's like directed.
Holly Hunter in it?
Yeah, it's directed by Jodie Foster.
No, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, I saw it on TV as I was working in something. I thought it was really interesting just because it was like it wasn't like a normal movie. It was like really it was sort of touching on the parties of Thanksgiving and the insanity of the.
Oh, how was the Brian Wilson movie?
Brian Wilson.
What was the dirty movie? Map of the Human Heart? What do I have to watch? My sister keeps badgering me to watch this show, The Bear.
Oh yeah, is that with Leonardo?
No, that's another bear.
Wait, there is another one?
That was the what was the his bear movie was called I forgot what it's called. I forgot what it was called. The Bear? No, it wasn't called The Bear. But The Bear is a TV show.
The wild bear in the woods, snowy woods.
No, we'll have a great birthday party. Any of your friends can come on. You'll be on. Woodbury will be on. Who was the not the Disenchanted, some name like that. Well, the bear movie was called. That was the one he won an Oscar for, where all he was doing was like lying under a dead bear. Yeah, Love and Mercy. I want to see it. Well, Andy Paley produced the Brian Wilson album, and he's gone a year.
It's crazy. It's pretty wild.
So you're making kind of progress, huh, Cody? The Reverend. Yeah. Well, I will let you go.
Yeah, we're doing good.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this. It's fun to kind of feel like I have like sort of a process for this, and
yeah, little by little, we have people we hang out with, and we maybe I'll try to get Fiona. All right, Scarlett, we will be prepared for your birthday.
Yes,
it'll be fun. Grizzly Adams, Dan Haggerty. Any last questions before we check out? Now, Jeff Richards is mad.
Oh, no.
No, I'm just kidding.
I
said he had to call someone. Thank you, Darren, so much. And that's a great shot. I won't. So, Scarlett, it upset you I called myself Fressy? I'm sorry. All right. Well, let me know, Cody, when we could do it again. I'll get someone else fun. Cool. We had Everybody Lives Raymond girl, Allie. We had Skinny Pete, great guy.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Oh yeah, and
well, you'll have to remind us, Scarlett. Do you remember when it is? The 21st? And wait, when is it?
Right. Yeah, her birthday. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll write it down. Tell me again, I'll write it down. All right, well, I'm going to clean up. And Cody, thank you for your time. Thank you for everyone who gave some screenshots and super chats. Frankenstein on Netflix. It's on Netflix? Okay, the 12th of... Now Cody left? All right. Oh, all right. Well, Cody left. December 12th. I'll write it down. We will do it. I'll write it down. I guess I'm summing it up. Thank you, everyone. Hopefully we can do this Sunday. I will leave. Cody. Is Cody back? Right. And Wood. He pulled a Jeff. And maybe next time I'll ask Cody Wood about, I pay more a month, but I get better with something. Device unexpectedly stopped. All right. I'll get the better version. Excuse me. No, Franklin, you're good. You're good. Don't worry. Please come back. All right, Cody. Let me know the next one. We'll have another fun guest.
That sounds good. Sorry, it crashed on me.
No, I think Wood. I think he left, but there's some probably better system. I pay for an upgrade, and I won't have problems. So I'll ask him that.
Okay, yeah. Well, I
right.
think my computer, like my browser, just like crashed. That's why like the whole thing just like disappeared. I think we're still going, right?
Right. Hey, Wood, what was that thing you said where if I get the better version of StreamYard Restream, I pay money, I won't have crashing and stuff?
This was on my side, I think.
I think there's something he said if I pay for an upgrade, I won't have
Can
problems.
you guys hear me?
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, good. But I think
Right,
I think it crashed on my side because I had too many.
All right. Well, all right. Yeah, it's annoying when I'm called Lysander. A lot of people don't like that. No more Lysander. So, all right, Cody, we're going to say good night.
Yes.
Well, yeah, is that OBS? That's what Wood I thought was saying. You pay a little bit.
Okay, this is not OBS. This is Restream.
So OBS does the same thing, but you pay for it and it's better?
You actually don't have to pay for OBS, but you do have to have it set up. It's a little more manual, which is good in the sense of the term, but it's also it would be easier for me to have probably somebody like what do they call it? Hey, we could try it.
All right.
But this is pretty good. I think we can upgrade this particular one if you want like a higher resolution, but
right.
Or put in anything else we want. Like I guess there's like, let's see what else. There are little things like you could put like pictures on it, or what else? I have no idea. Other things, maybe the captions.
It is StreamYard. Oh, StreamYard. Yeah, that's what Kevin Brennan uses. StreamYard.
Oh, he uses StreamYard.
What about StreamYard, Wood? That's what Kevin Brennan uses.
Oh, that'd be interesting if you could. It'd be interesting. Have it already. Because I've tried setting things up. It's sort of the thing. I think the challenge is like using another streaming, like getting people in the room, like when we have like an extra guest.
Well, yeah. Well, with Scarlett's birthday, we're gonna have a bunch of guests. All right, we'll figure it out. It's December 12th, so we have time to.
December 12th.
For Scarlett's birthday, had to have a few guests. Well, we've had a few guests before.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Just give them the link and.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah.
What's up?
Nice office back there.
Yeah, Rusty.
I like that. Yeah, look at all this stuff. Now, what's that is that a black and white picture of you, or
Which?
up at the other side?
Thrill Seeker. Thing in the middle?
I think it's on the left. Like a little wooden.
Oh, yeah. Someone photoshopped me as like Sam Spade.
Oh, okay. Nice.
All right. Well, maybe next day or two, Wood, you can give me a lesson.
Yeah.
Postmates. Well, Cody, thank you as always.
Thank you, Fred. As always, I appreciate the guest you brought in and the fun discussion great. That like you always have too. That's fun. Really appreciate it too.
All right. I'm gonna figure out dinner, and we'll talk soon. Everyone, thank you. Oh, would you be interested in starting a feud with Kevin Brennan? But we should go on with Kevin Brennan. It might be entertaining because he'd say, "Get rid of this Cody." That's his thing.
A screen share.
All right. We've been on here for a while. Thank you, even though he's gone. Thank you, Fiona and Charles.
Fred the horse.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see you before Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah. Let's see, when is it anyway? Coming around, isn't
Next
it?
Thursday.
So it's the next week. I should be free one of those few days, so we can do it.
Doing it.
I'll just text you some of the days, and you can let me know what you think.
All right. We'll talk soon. Yeah, everyone have a great night. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye now.